Bridgerton Season 4. Part 1 has ended with a big twist, with Benedict still not knowing that Sophie is the lady in silver he has been searching for, and with Araminta shockingly moving in right next door to the Bridgertons. The makers have really kept us on edge about what will happen in the upcoming part, and I know most of you have the big question. Will Benedict finally discover that Sophie is the Silver Lady? And what is Araminta planning now? I'm going to tell you everything that is likely to happen in Part 2, so make sure you stay till the end, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Part 1 ended on emotional tension. Benedict and Sophie had grown closer after he rescued her, but everything fell apart when he asked her to be his mistress. He believed he was offering her protection and love, but Sophie refused because she does not want a hidden life or to have an illegitimate child. At the same time, Araminta moved closer to the Bridgertons with Mrs. Varley as her new maid after she left the Featherington house over unfair treatment. Penelope and Queen Charlotte also made a wager about whether Benedict will marry this season, putting more pressure on his future. We also saw Michaela Sterling return, hinting at bigger stories ahead. Now, let's talk about what happens in Part 2. But before we begin, I want to give you a small spoiler warning, because I'm about to tell you everything in detail. After Sophie refuses Benedict's offer, their relationship becomes tense and filled with quiet pain. They still see each other often in the Bridgerton house, and every meeting is awkward. Benedict cannot stop wanting her, and Sophie cannot stop loving him, but neither knows how to move forward. Violet begins to sense there is more going on between them, especially when she notices how emotional Sophie becomes around Benedict. Then comes the turning point that changes everything. During a game with the Bridgerton children, Sophie is blindfolded. Benedict hears her laugh and the way she speaks, and something feels very familiar. In that moment, he suddenly realizes the truth. Sophie is the lady in silver from the masquerade. The woman he has been dreaming about and searching for is the same woman who has been standing beside him all this time. He feels shocked, betrayed that she never told him, and angry at himself for not recognizing her sooner. When he confronts her, Sophie finally tells him everything. She explains she is the illegitimate daughter of the Earl of Penwood, and that after his death, her stepmother forced her into a life of servitude. She tells him she never believed a man like him could truly choose a woman like her. Hearing this, Benedict begins to understand her pride and her fear, and why she refused to be his mistress. He realizes she was not rejecting him, but protecting herself and any future child she might have. Just as they begin to understand each other, disaster strikes. Araminta sees a chance to destroy Sophie once and for all. She accuses Sophie of stealing a pair of diamond shoe clips years ago. The accusation is false, but because Araminta is a titled woman and Sophie is a servant, the authorities believe her. Sophie is arrested and thrown into a dirty prison cell. She is cold, frightened, and completely alone. She believes this is the end. She thinks Benedict must hate her now, and that the Bridgertons will be ashamed of her. But the news spreads quickly because Lady Whistledown reports it. The Bridgertons read about a young woman connected to their family being dragged to jail by a cruel stepmother. Violet understands immediately that it must be Sophie. She goes to Benedict, and together they rush to the prison. This is where Benedict finally shows true courage. He does not hesitate or hide. In front of everyone, he declares that Sophie is his fiancée. With that one word, he gives her his name, his protection, and his public support. Araminta tries to call Sophie a thief and a bastard, but things start to fall apart for her. Posy, her kind stepdaughter, bravely speaks up and tells the truth. It also comes out that Sophie actually had a dowry left by her father, which Araminta secretly kept. This makes Araminta the criminal, not Sophie. With Violet's support and the truth revealed, Sophie is released from prison. Araminta loses her power over her, and Posy is welcomed into a safer home. Sophie is finally free from the woman who ruined her life. Interestingly, the book does not actually show their wedding on the page. Benedict tells Sophie that in his heart she is already his wife, and later books show them already married with children. However, Jonathan Bailey, who plays Anthony, revealed he filmed a wedding scene and felt a strong sense of brotherly pride. This strongly suggests we will see Benedict and Sophie's wedding at the end of the season on screen. Looking ahead, Michaela Sterling's growing presence may set up the next big love story. It is still unclear if John Sterling will die this season or in the next, but with Eloise's story not moving much right now, it feels like Francesca's journey might take the lead soon. So, what do you think will happen in part 2? Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bridgerton updates.